an amazing hobby. And here I am again making another video of some pieces that I've been commissioned for. Guys asked me to make some more displays, a candy floss display and a love heart display. Love heart I've done before and it's on a previous video if you wish to watch that, Ferrero Rocher love heart display. But this one is a candy floss display. I've got some ideas, we've agreed the concept, and today's the day that I start cutting the wood, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you very much to my customer, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I don't know if you can see, just starting to cut out the sheet of plywood. It should be sufficient in one sheet for what I need to make. Okay, so the basic cut of the plywood sheet's been done. It's more manageable now, and we'll start getting it into its component parts ready for the display. So had a bit of a play. On the right hand side, that's going to be the edge of the box, and then got 3 lines which are going to have routed holes in, and they're going to be illuminated from the back with LED lights, and of course going to duplicate that on the other side. But had a few trial runs on the other side, so it's a bit more messy, difficult to show you on that side. So now I need to route a recess for a shelf to sit into. The shelf's going to be in the centre and extend outside of the display, so I'm just going to make 2 cuts, one in the shelf and one in the side. I've got a 12mm bit, I don't know if you can see that, inside the router, and I've secured a straight edge to the side piece, and I'm just going to route it along that line. It's going to take several passes to do it because it's quite thick. You can see that it's going right through, halfway down the wood, ready to accept the shelf. So now I'm preparing the shelf for the machine to sit on, and this is going to extend outside the wall of the display to allow customers to put bags on or cups or whatever. Exactly the same setup, drawing the line where it's required. But no, I'm cutting from right to left on this one. I'm cutting left to right. And I'm going to slot in the sides in opposite directions. I think it makes more sense when I show you. Hopefully you can see what I've done. So routed there, routed the opposite side, all through now, just ready to pre-assemble, see what it looks like. Some adjustments required on the shelves. See the slightly bowed. So shelf corrected. There was quite a distance that I needed to adjust. So I've now got to plug that additional routed hole. No problem, I'll just cut a piece of plywood and glue it in place. So repair done, just waiting for it to dry. Just cut a matching piece of plywood, snuck up on the required size, put it in to dry, glued it. Once it's dry, I'll cut the excess off. After sanding and painting, you won't even know it's there. Okay, now we're going to route the openings in the front for the lighting to shine through. So exactly the same process. Got my line, put a straight edge against it, set the distance for the cutter, and now to route them all. So we got the front grooves in, ready for the lights to shine through, some LED lights. Unfortunately, as careful as I was, I've allowed the router to wander a bit, because I need to patch those up and just rerun the router through it. I should have made, instead of just a straight edge, I guess I should have used 2 straight edges, prevent the router from moving. Still, it's in place, looks good, and I think once it's painted and the lights are shining through, it'll look amazing. Where the router had wandered, I've glued in some pieces and I've allowed them to dry overnight. They're a bit difficult to clamp, so I just used masking tape. Then obviously I need to rerouter the hole just in that area, sand them down, and then that'll be the front finished. And the next step then is to look at the fluting on the top. Okay, so hole's rerouted, a bit of filler and final sanding should finish that off. Quite typical of living in Britain. I was brought up on metric, but I still use feet and inches sometimes. The board is 3 foot across, and therefore I've decided, and I've drawn a test piece, that a 6-inch flute would be great and look good. So I've just set my compass to 3 inches, which will give me a full circumference of 6 inches when I draw it. Right, so in order to know where to put my compass point, I've measured from the edge of the board inwards 3 inches. That'll be the line where the point of the compass is. I'm just going to draw a straight edge line across the whole piece now. That should give us the starting point to start doing the fluting. So I've calculated the fluting. I've put my first drawn line in, but in order to get the second one, because I've already cut the sloping edge off, or the angle off, I've had to bring back the piece that I cut off in order to have somewhere for the circumference, for the point of the compass to fit into, to draw that last flute on the edge there. It should be right on the edge of this wood. If I measure back over 3 inches, gives me a starting point. I think you can see that right on the edge. So point my compass in. There we go. Perfect. What I wanted is the high point of the flute at the edge, and the side piece I'll have the high point of the flute joining it, and then we should be able to just carry on. So every 3 inches, remember my school work. Make sure I get the point of the compass in so it doesn't move. Hopefully you can see that now, and all the fluting is drawn in. It looks really good. It's exactly what I wanted. Now to replicate that on the side pieces. That's the fluting on the shelf completed. I did try to do it on the bandsaw, but there absolutely just wasn't the clearance to do it. It's both sides, and now I need to do the actual display itself, the front and the two side pieces. Okay, all the flutes cut. Now let's get sanding. Getting to the interesting part, nearly the assembly time.